I'm Patricia Samaniego, fashion designer and founder of Oud Fashion Studio based out of the Los Angeles area. So for fashion sketching for beginners, I'm actually going to draw the basic croquis, which is essentially the 9-head fashion croquis. And the supplies you'll need are tracing paper, a sketch pad, a pencil or a mechanical pencil, depending on your preference, an eraser, a Sharpie, a fine point Sharpie, a pilot pen for details, a ruler, and if you have it as an option, you can use a cutting mat or something that has a grid on it so that you get your 1-inch lines down perfect. So the first step you want to do is you take your sheet of sketchbook paper. Doesn't matter the size, the bigger the better. You probably want to stay over 9 by 12 or even 11 by 14, which is even better because you can elongate your fashion croquis even more. You take your sheet, you fold it in half to get a perfect balanced line. And then with your ruler, you're going to take your ruler and actually draw a line down the middle. And then from that point on, if you have something that has a grid on it, use that so that you have perfectly 1-inch lines all the way down, because you can easily make these angled and it'll completely throw off your croquis. So something with the grid is going to help you keep that straight. So you want to start at the top with your first horizontal line, which will be 0, and that's actually where the top of the head is going to be. And I actually have a sample that's pre-made here with all the markings of the body. Starting 0 would be the crown of the head. 1 would be the chin. A 1/2 inch down from the chin would be your shoulder line. At 2 would be the underarm or armpit line. At 1/4 inch below 2 would be your bust apex. And then 1/4 inch below 3 you would have your waistline. And a 1/2 inch below 3 you'd have your hip bone. At 4 you have your fullest part of the hip. At 1/2 inch below 4 you have the crotch line. And at 6 1/2 you would have the knees. And down at 9 1/4 you have the ankle, and at 10 you'd have the toes. So by putting in all those measurements, you would start connecting the dots and blocking off your form. All right, so you want to start at 0 and make an oval shape for the head where the chin is going to be resting at 1. At 1/2 inch below the chin line is going to be your shoulder. So you want to start connecting a neck into the shoulder line. And bring out your shoulders out a little bit. And then from the shoulders, you want to draw a line with your ruler down to the hip or to the waist. You don't want to go too far in to make a tiny waist, and you don't want to go way too far out either. That. And then you have the fullest part of the hip, so you want to come out from the waist out diagonally. Once you're out, you want to come back in because you're going to create the smaller part of the hip down here where the crotch line is. And then from the inside, you want to draw the knee. You want to draw a line from the outside of the hip down to where the toes are going to be. And that's how you start blocking off your figure. And then you put your arms in at a diagonal. You go from wide to small down to where the hip line is. And then your hands are going to be like diamonds or triangles. You'll go through a lot of different versions until you have the right balance and proportion and the right shapes. And then for the feet, your feet are going to be like little triangles. So from the ankle line, you want to come down into the toes. And there you go. There's just the basic block to the basic 9-head croquis for the first step. And that's Fashion Sketches for Beginners using the 9-head croquis.